I can't do broke. I'm allergic to it. I can't.
I actually asked Jen if I could go get a job, and she told me no. And I'm like, damn, why? It's an astronomical amount that I have to give to them in order to make sure I'm off. And we're talking a little under 250,000.
I knew this Christian dude was a scam from the moment I laid eyes on him, and also from the time Jennifer was down there trying to buy that dog and she got scammed out of the $1,500. That was just a trial run. But girl, now the news is out, girl. They got a warrant out for his arrest because he been scamming the people on white collar crimes, girl. Is y'all ready to talk about this whole situation, girl? Because this is a lot. Let's juice.
Come on, Blaze.
It's a beef for me.
Wow, 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 for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we love.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Voodoo Doll TV, back with a quick little jokes or whatever the case may be. And girl, the news is out. The secret is out. Jennifer Williams' new husband is on his way to jail, girl. Girl, they said the people done put a warrant out for his arrest because he haven't paid all his restitution, even though he was around there asking for $250K. And then they also was around there talking about how he hadn't checked in for probation, girl. He had done skipped town, went traveling all over the world with his new fiance, Jennifer, and even moved to California and did not alert Georgia probation, girl. Now, originally, this is what they said. I didn't say it. This is what they said. But they said he was supposed to be off probation, I want to say a year or so ago. But because he hadn't been doing right by his probation, girl, they ended up extending it. And now they done put a warrant out for his arrest because they went down to Jennifer's Instagram and they down there traveling all over the world like as if he's a free man. Girl, this is a lot. But it's more to it than that. So apparently, this Christian dude who has changed his name also is a scammer. So he's a so-called trader, and we're going to get into that because if you recall, Jennifer was on here telling us that he was a day trader or some type of trader. I don't do the stock thing. And she said that he makes a lot of money off of that. Well, it turns out, allegedly, I didn't say it. This is what they said. Girl, victims them came through and said that that boy was around there taking $2,500 a pop for him to give them typed up messages of what their money was doing. He was supposed to be giving them up to 20% in return, girl. It was a lot. Girl, he was scamming the people. White collar crimes, girl. We're going to get into it. Now, before we get into it, I need y'all to do me a favor. Like the video, number one. Number two, I also would like to ask that you guys, please, we're going to get into a video clip from Girl, Is That Legal? She's over on YouTube. Y'all make sure y'all go over there to support. I'm only going to get into tidbits of what she talked about because I want y'all to go watch her whole live. But she has been tracking this thing from the very beginning. And Jennifer, at this point, is either a glutton for punishment and or slow, or she's in on it. Now, I kind of want to say a bit of both, and let me tell you why. When I say she's slow, that's kind of self-explanatory. Jennifer is almost 50 years old and going back to back with the same old bull mistakes, and I'm trying to figure out where's her real friends and family. Like, nobody is telling her, or maybe they are telling her, she just don't care because she wants this young whippersnapper on her arm. But I knew from the moment that he was with her that he was there for what he can get. He was there like that was a sugar mama. She's taking care of him. I knew that off the cuff. I don't know how anybody else didn't see it, but Jennifer wanted us to believe that she had this man who was making all of this money. So I believe that she's slow. I do. I believe she's slow, and I believe she's easily tricked because she's one of those black women that just want to be in love with a man so much and so bad just to say you have a husband. But girl, it ain't even all this cracked up to be as we are seeing right now. And the second part to this, why I feel like she is either in on it. I don't think she's in on the scamming necessarily, or at least I didn't think she was initially. But I do believe she's in on the whole tidbit of making him seem like he's more than what he is, just so that she can say she got a man. Black women been doing this since the beginning of time, especially here in the recent 15, 20, 30, 40 years. I don't quite understand what the big deal about black women just having to say they have a man. It's that Betty Wright stuff, that having a piece of man is better than no man at all type tease. I don't understand it. But these people are really out here like falling over themselves just to say they have a man. And Jennifer, her ex-boyfriend was an unaliver. He was the one over there that unalived his little nephew for some money. Now this one is a scammer. He's already been to prison, allegedly. I didn't say it. They said he went to prison because for false imprisonment, girl, he was holding a girl hostage and the girl had to jump off the balcony, girl, to save herself and end up almost breaking both her ankles, girl. It was in a wheelchair for months, girl. It was a time, girl, and I knew it. Because if you guys can recall, when he was trying to tell Evelyn about his case, he was like, oh yeah, I went to prison, but I didn't do nothing. The judge just had it out for me. But he emphasized the fact that he didn't put his hands on the girl. And immediately I knew he put his hands on the girl. You see what I'm saying? Because it was just giving too much emphasis on that. But anyways, I believe Jennifer is or was in on it to an extent of basically putting this man in front of us, making us think he was something he wasn't. But as far as the actual scamming piece, I didn't think she was in on it up until now. Because this is what's going on. Shout out to Girl Is That Legal, right? So Girl Is That Legal. It's a channel on YouTube by this lady named Simone. She's a really good attorney and she breaks down a lot of these cases or whatever. And what she did was she went and did background checks on old boy and found out that basically he was not only a scammer, but he had an extensive background. Now a lady comes up on her panel and this lady exposes the fact that she was scammed by Christian. And this is what she said. Basically, she said that she went on his site because he had a website, which he has recently taken down. But nevertheless, she went on his site and he was supposed to be trading for her, I guess doing stocks. And what he would do is update the lady every week by giving her text messages or like messages that you can't even take screenshots of her progress. Now she could either pull back her money or take the money out that she's getting, or she can leave it and invest it. Now if somebody's telling you you're seeing a profit, you're typically not going to touch it until you probably reach a number that you are comfortable with, or you're just going to probably be greedy and let it continue to build. Mind you, he wasn't sending any invoices, any login information for none of this stuff. It was basically him just sending you like, yeah, girl, you gave me $2,500, you had $3,000 this week. And these people, over 250 people to be exact, were investing in this man's company. It was crazy, bro. And I ain't gonna lie, I hate to like victim shame, but at some point the victim gotta take their lick. It's just like the whole thing with Caesar Pena and what's that boy name and DJ Envy. Some of this stuff, I think some people are really just glutton for punishments, because there's no way I would send this man my stuff or my money at all, at least not my money, and to invest in it. And only simply because, really, to be completely honest, he on Basketball Wives with Jennifer. Oh, and that's another thing. Allegedly, they say, Jennifer, you might be wrapped up in it, fat. Now, I don't know if y'all had the wedding yet, but girl, you got time to run, so you better run. But anyways, so this lady came on and was telling us about how she was scammed. Simone has picked it up and been following the case, and she's also helping the lady to sue and try to get her money back and maybe even press charges from this man. But ultimately, this is how he's been so-called making his money. So it kind of hits different now when he was saying he wanted to get a job and she was saying, you make money from your trading job. Child. But anyways, child, let's get into this whole tidbit. The first tidbit we're going to get into is breaking down how he been scamming these folk, child. Shout out to Girl Is That Legal over on YouTube. Y'all go over there, support. Check it out.
I've literally never seen a restitution that high. Or perhaps it's a white collar offense like financial crimes on Wall Street. Then you're going to have that level of restitution. So I dug into the case, found that it was false imprisonment, which is a form of domestic violence, and that the $250K was a lie. Here is the true restitution. If you zoom in, let me see if I'm able to zoom in into it. But if you look over to the right under amount, it's $12,500. So not $250K, $12,500. And here down at the bottom, It is actually signed by defendant Christian Walden. That is his government name. So here's the backstory of the warrant. The warrant was issued because he was running around with Jennifer without getting permission from his probation officer. He was not, in fact, off probation. He has not even paid the $12,500 restitution, yet and still, he has scammed over 250 people through this Ponzi scheme situation that he has going, where he's claiming that he's going to trade for you. This felon with no license, no anything, is going to trade for you, and you should trust him, give him your money.
So yeah, Christian is out here trying to scam these people by telling them to go ahead on and send him his money, and he gonna invest it in all of that, and really just taking them folks' money. And he not even a legal trader, girl. He ain't got no license. Oh, but it gets worse. Once he got found out, he literally sent out new and updated contracts to these people that they did not sign and said, if you read it, then you agree to it. Girl, you can't make this up. I don't know if Jennifer helping him with this. I don't know what's going on, but I want y'all to take a look at this, y'all. Check this out.
All right, y'all, this is the new agreement. Look at this date. Look at this date. Here we go. All right. The date, August 15th, baby. He know we coming for him. All right, so here it is. Let's scroll on down. It says this is the new agreement. Now, mind you, there was no agreement in place when we started. So of course, you don't ever want to invest with somebody that doesn't have an agreement. But what it does say here, amended investment agreement with gold reserve, right? It's dated August 15th. August 15th was that yesterday? That was yesterday. Yesterday, y'all, you know we coming. It states investment amount, okay? To be determined by the investors, collective joint account, whatever that means, lifetime quarterly dividends to be determined. Risk disclosure. See, he didn't have this before. He's trying to cover his bottom. On number 2, paragraph 2, it says that some or all of the capital invested may be at risk. That's not what he was saying before. He was telling people, give me your money and I'm about to give you 8 to 20%, 8 to 20% returns, monthly. Then number 3, non-licensed broker or financial advisor. You see how that's bold and that's in black? He wasn't telling people that either. People thought he was legitimately doing it. Now what he's saying is the investor understands and acknowledges that your account manager is not a licensed broker, financial advisor, nor does your account manager obtain a securities license. Any advice or guidance provided by the account manager is based on personal opinion and should not be considered professional financial. Somebody tag JT the pocket watcher. I love him. He gonna tear this up. JT, come get this. So here's the thing about this, disclaimers like this. They don't mean a gosh darn thing. They don't mean a thing. You can't disclaim away the law.
Child, so this fool done sent out an amended investment agreement, and from what I'm hearing her say, he didn't even have one originally, where he's now disclosing that he's not licensed. And oh, come on now, whose great idea was this? Somebody help me. Who drafted this up? I feel like he did, but part of me feel like he didn't because he's not that smart. He might have had some help, but part of me feel like somebody smart not gonna draft this up for him. Like, who did this? He literally sending out contracts to these people, telling them, oh yeah, by the way, I don't have no license, and yeah, you might not get your money back. Girl, this is crazy. This is insanitary at this point. That's my word, I made it up. But it gets worse. Let's dive into these warrants, child. So apparently, old boy had warrants that he wasn't supposed to move out the state of Georgia. Now, he done carried his behind down to California and moved in with Jen. And then they going to Switzerland, Paris, girl, all over the world, Craig. And guess what? The probation officer found out and violated him. Oh, yes, he did. Whoa, yes, he did. Yo, check this out, girl. This is crazy.
So at the top, what it has here is it's called a delinquent report, meaning he is in some way delinquent for probation. He's delinquent. All right. Then below that, it's got his offense, count 1, false imprisonment, felony. sentence date, like I said, September 2015. Special considerations, none. Probation start was 2022. Okay, so maybe he got out in 22 instead of 21. That could have been wrong. But let's see, 15. Yep, that would have made sense. 7 years from 2015 would have been 2022. What does it say for sentence date, y'all? What does it say for sentence date? It has now been extended to 2025. The prior documents that I have had him getting off earlier. Let me put those prior documents up. The prior document basically had him getting off last year in 2022. Now, this document is saying his sentence doesn't end until 2025. Let me put that one back up. The sentence ain't ending until 2025. Well, the reason that might happen is because you haven't paid your doggone restitution, which we know is $12,500. If it has changed, there's no way it's going to jump from $12,500. The other reason we also know is because in the prior video, I actually review the sentencing transcript where it goes through the woman's medical bills, exactly what he did to her. So basically, she kept trying to leave their apartment. This was his girlfriend. She kept trying to leave. He blocked the door so she couldn't leave. Multiple neighbors saw her attempt to go over the balcony at least twice. Eventually, she jumps over the balcony to leave the home. In doing so, she breaks her ankles. She hurts her back, and she is relegated to a wheelchair for 3 months because of the domestic violence between these two.
Now, hold up. I don't mean to break this up, but I got to come in right here. So you mean to tell me this fool didn't owe $250K like he said on the show, but only owed $12,500 and hadn't paid it, so he violated for that too? I know I have the clip. I played it at the beginning, but let's run it back one more time.
It's an astronomical amount that I have to get to them in order to make sure I'm off. We're talking a little under 250,000.
So he tells her that he needs a little under 250K before he could even go to Paris and get married and whatnot. But the documents say he only owed $12,500. Then on top of that, listen to his explanation as to why he went to prison. Mind you, he's going to come on here and say, well, hey, look, I didn't touch her. I didn't put my hands on her, and really harp in on the fact that he didn't put hands and feet on the girl.
I went to prison behind a toxic relationship.
Really?
Never put my hands on her, right? I'm blocking the door, so I'm trying to have a conversation. It gets heated, and of course the judge had it out for me. She sent me to prison.
So now this fool wants us to believe that he never put his hands on this woman, and simply because the judge had it out for him, she sent him to prison. Well, that's not what the court documents say, bruh. The dude is a scammer, bruh. I've been telling y'all this. I've been saying it since the beginning of time. I looked at him and I said right then and there, he wants an opportunity. I called it. I said it. But there's more. Let's dig into this doggone Warrant and stuff, because this fool want to travel all around the world like he free. And it's giving Nicki Minaj and Kenny Petty tease. Boy, you better check into your PO. Girl, check this out.
We got the $12,500 and then the restitution probation docs. I'm going to read them to you. It says, summary of behavior under supervision. On or about July 18th, 2024, the defendant left the state of Georgia without permission and traveled to California. So he has actually informed people that he's moving to California with Jennifer. He don't live in Georgia no more. I was told that directly. Why? Because I'm assisting someone who is one of his victims of his Ponzi scheme. And part of what we walked through is the process if you're going to serve him with a lawsuit. So it says that he traveled to California. Maybe they were house hunting for an apartment, perhaps. It says the defendant is engaged to Jennifer Williams from Basketball Wives MTV show. Jen, you're in it, boo. You may not want to be in it, but you're in it, honey. Your name is, this is what this man got you. You still have time to run, Jennifer. It says, and mind you, this is the probation officer writing this. The defendant is engaged to Jennifer Williams from Basketball Wives, the MTV show. Miss Williams posted her and the defendant in California on her social media, it states. Miss Williams has other posts on her social media page that indicate her and the defendant have been to Switzerland on or about July 6, 2024, and Italy on or about July 2nd, 2024. The defendant has not had permission to travel. On July 22nd, 2024, the supervising officer contacted the defendant to inquire if he left the state or the county, in which he reported he had not.
You know, I'm starting to think, no, I've always started. Jennifer's stupid too. You posting all, okay, let me back up. I don't want to jump the gun. Maybe Jennifer did not know he was still on probation and could not travel all across the world and the seas and all of that. But I'm pretty sure she did, because in the clip, he said the only way we can go to Paris and get married is if you give me $250K. Remember? So I can go. So why is she traveling all around the world with this dude? She had to know to some level that he can't just be traveling like that, because he mentioned it to her when he asked for the $250 on the show. He mentioned it to her. So she's stupid. She on here posting all these videos and photos of them traveling, Paris, and all of that. And he about to go to prison because Jennifer want to stunt. Girl, you can't make this up. And I heard allegedly, they said, I didn't say it, but they say her daddy got his money because he was a doggone drug dealer, allegedly. So it makes sense why she going after all these scammers and drug dealers and M-worders and all of that. Girl, this is crazy. This is insanitary. And the evidence is online and the PO is on your page watching it. Duck, duck, goose. Girl, at this point, Jennifer, don't worry about getting married, girl. Don't get married no more, girl. Just go ahead and, just find you a little lifetime partner or something, girl. Because every time you get ready to try to get married, it don't necessarily work out in your favor, Faye. And if I was you, girl, I just think maybe it's just not for me. That's how I would feel. I would really be like, maybe, you know what? I might be pushing something that really ain't me. Let me just try something different. Let me go get me a little lesbian or something. You know what I'm saying? Girl, Jennifer, please. Girl, this is ridiculous. This is sad. And everybody knew it. And to your so-called friend, Evelyn, maybe she told you behind the scenes. I don't know. But there's no way I'll be in front of the scene celebrating you and that nigga, and I know he ain't worth a dime. Girl, no way. But that ain't your friend anyway. But girl, this is ridiculous. Evelyn, once again, you're caught. Once again, you're on the hot seat. And once again, now it's even worse. You might be implemented. Because guess what? They can not only sue him, these clients, but they can sue you too, Fad. And if I was y'all, I'd be looking at MTV. Because y'all over here advertising them or letting her advertise him as if he's a legitimate businessman. Oh, no, ma'am. I'm suing everybody. Everybody owe me money. Do you hear me? And Jennifer, if they take your coin, you deserve it. Because you so busy trying to flaunt him around like he's successful while he asking you if he could go be a doggone bartender down at the hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. Girl, it don't make sense. None of this makes sense. Now you really could be locked up in some lawsuit, you feel me, behind this nigga. Girl, but y'all be wanting love that bad, girl. I guess. Girl, I don't want love in place of my freedom and my coin. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I just can't. So it is being said that they went to court on the 16th, I guess, and basically they violated him and put a warrant out for his arrest. Check it out, girl.
The actual arrest warrant, it says as follows. So what happens is this. It gets recommended to a judge, whatever the probation officer wants gets recommended, but the judge does not have to do it. However, here, they said there was an administrative hearing on the 16th. Y'all, that was yesterday. Okay, that was yesterday. At the hearing yesterday was where they heard the evidence. They heard I don't know if he attended or not, but they decided, bring your tail up here. You need to come up here. You need to be arrested. And so it says, and safely keep him in the condition that was violated. It states here, condition not to leave the state of Georgia without permission from the community supervision officer. So remember, it wasn't just the international travel. It was also him going to California. Here's the thing. These two nitwits talked about meeting at different places, going to restaurants at different places. Them places was not in Georgia. They talked about going out to eat and stuff like that in California. But yet, when your probation officer called you on the phone and said, did you leave the state without permission? No. So here below it says the probationer is charged, that's him, is charged with violation of said conditions, meaning the condition to not leave the state, in willful, meaning intentional disregard of a court order, specifically as follows. 718, the defendant left the state of Georgia without permission. The defendant's fiance has posts on her social media page that indicate her and the defendant have been to Switzerland on or about July 6th and Italy on or about July 2nd. The defendant did not, they're probably missing the word receive, permission to travel internationally. So you better believe the next thing that's gone is going to be his passport. And I showed you the dates in the other form. He's not off probation until 2025.
Girl, they might put him back in prison. What is going on, Jennifer? What about the wedding? What happened to the wedding, girl? Is y'all still getting married? Girl, this is a lot to take in. This is a lot to digest, girl. Oh, let's get into a little bit more detail. Now, I do want to play this final clip from Simone. She's going to get into a little detail of how he was scamming these folk because she can explain it better than me because this is her field. But I'm going to let her say it, and then we're going to come back for some final thoughts, girl.
What he does is he claims to be a investor and that he invests people's money on their behalf. You can give him, it's actually a minimum of $2,500 is what I've confirmed. With a minimum of $2,500, he will take that money and he will invest it for you, even though he's a felon with no license, no bonding, no any of that.
Girl, a minimum of $2,500? Girl, ain't no way. Ain't no way. Now, I know you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but ain't no way I'm giving somebody who look like Christian with tattoos all up and down his neck, fresh out of prison, $2,500. He couldn't get $25 out of me, period. 25 little dollars, not the thousands, the little ones. Girl, please. Look at the website. Website ain't said nothing about no doggone, he not licensed and all of that. And now he want to send out these amended contracts. You know what? At this point, Jennifer, you are a glutton for punishment and you deserve everything that you get. I'm not about to sit up here and be running behind you to tell you, girl. Everybody been telling you got scammed with that little puppy the first time. That was just to test the waters and it worked. Now you running around here with a nigga who done changed his name, child. His name ain't even Christian Gold, it's Christian Walton. All because he probably running from the feds and all of that. And now you about to be right in it. Duck, duck, goose. All because what? You want to say you went down to the altar in your white dress? Girl. Listen, the entire internet has been trying to warn Jennifer. Jennifer feel like people was just hating on her. But we all know scammers when we see them. I think that's what it was, Jen. Now, I want to leave y'all with this dude from TikTok who had exposed Christian's criminal record about a year or so ago. And of course, Jennifer just walked away like she didn't know what was going on. And, at the end of the day, like I say, Jennifer, this is all your fault. Nobody feels sorry for you. I remember the last time that dude stole your Range Rover truck and had you crying. And now you over here about to get your whole life savings stolen because you wanted to be with this light-skinned young boy. Girl, look, let this boy say his 1, 2, yin, yin. And y'all drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all think about this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow me on all platforms, and let's start figuring out what's gonna happen down at the wedding, child. I'll see y'all hoes later. Bye.
Listen, Jennifer Williams, there's something I need to tell you.
You in danger, girl.
So Jennifer Williams from the Basketball Wives is engaged to this 30-year-old guy whose name is Christian Gold. Or so we thought his name was Christian Gold, but he changed his name. His real name is Christian Lissell Walden, and he was giving me scammer vibes. Now in this upcoming season of The Basketball Wives, we saw that Jennifer's coworkers said that they were going to expose Jennifer's fiance, and she said that he allegedly went to prison for 10 years. Well, I took a trip down the rabbit hole and I was left gagging. So,
buckle the fuck up.
Now this is what Christian said about going to prison.
First of all, I was sentenced to 10 years. I did 3.5 years.
Okay.
So Christian apparently wrote a book while he was in prison. This is the book right here. It's available on Amazon. Well, on the back of his book, Christian said he was sentenced to 10 years in prison to serve 7 years in custody. So The math ain't mathing. So he was born in Queens, New York, and he grew up in Atlanta. His son was born in 2010 when he was 17, and his son is now 13 years old. He wrote this book when he was 23 in prison. He said he grew up as a superstar basketball player and then decided to go into fashion school instead. He studied fashion, and he said that he started his own clothing brand, which is on the way to be one of the biggest statement brand. Sounds like She by Sheree. It ain't happening. So when he turned 22, he was sentenced to 10 years in prison to serve 7 years in custody. And in 2015, he gave his life to the Lord. So I looked at the record and it was a pretty long record. It was battery, family violence, and false imprisonment.
Jesus, fix it. Fix it right now, Lord.
And as you can see, one is a felony and one's a misdemeanor. And right here it says interfere with call for emergency. So somebody was trying to call 911. And he prevented them from doing that, along with false imprisonment. This is dangerous. And there's like multiple cases, at least 2 of like false imprisonment. So I also checked out his businesses that he has registered. So he started one called God Body Global LLC 2018 that says dissolved. LaSalle Global Concepts 2020 dissolved. $1 Billion Roundtable LLC, that was in 2021. January 31st, it says active non-compliance. Then there's Japanese Whiskey and Swiss Watches, February 2023, active compliance. And then I saw Life with Jen and CG Limited. That's their YouTube channel. He started this August 20th of 2023. It says active compliance. And then Gold Reserve Inc. Now, all this I'm sharing is public knowledge, just so you know. Jennifer, did you know that he started Life with Jen and CG and didn't even put your name on it? I thought it was a joint YouTube channel. It says right here, Christian LaSalle Walden. Filing date, August 20th, 2023. So girl, your fiance didn't even put your name on the LLC. You should be worried. Jen, I think you still have time to run, but that's just me. Now on CG's Facebook page, there is a video of his dad talking about CG starting his company 2 years ago, and that's the company that he's claiming he's making millions of dollars from, which doesn't add up to me. Where's the money coming from? It's giving scam.
Allegedly.
So based on CG's Facebook page, he has a 13-year-old and he has a 2-year-old. And he also has another baby that looks like, this baby looks like it's not older than like 6 months. I'm pretty sure when Jennifer got with him, his baby mama was pregnant or just having a baby.
That's what the streets are saying.
Allegedly.
Mr. Carroll, how you give the voodoo dog time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.